Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be another makeup stash video. We are going to be going through my primers, setting sprays, setting powders, and just stuff like that. If you guys are unfamiliar with this series on my channel, it's basically where I pick a section of my makeup and go through it with you guys. So it's basically showing you my makeup collection in sections, and then after I finish this little series off, I will be doing a full-on makeup collection video showing you guys how I started makeup and just the overview of my little makeup section here. So I've already done a ton of these makeup stash videos on my channel. I went through my foundations, concealers, bronzers, blush, highlighters. I've done my eyeshadow palettes and my eyeshadow singles and stuff like that. I've also went through all my lip liners, and I've also done part 1 of my lipstick collection. Part 2 will be coming up very soon, and then as I said, we're going to be going through my primers, setting sprays, setting powders, everything like that today. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next. If you want to see my part 2 of my lipstick collection, or if you want to see my eyeliners or mascaras or whatever you want to see, just leave that below in the comments, and I will link below the rest of the makeup stash videos I've done previously, so those will be linked below in the description box. Okay, so in the third drawer right here is where I keep all my primers and stuff like that. So in this drawer right here, in this front portion, is where I keep all my primers, and then I've got powders and setting powders back here, and then my setting sprays. In the back of this drawer I have contour palettes, which I've already gone through my contour palette in my bronzer collection video, so I'll link that below. And then I went over my color correcting products in my concealer stash, so I'll also link that video down below. But we are just going to be going over these products right here in today's video. So we're just going to start off with my primers. I have mostly drugstore primers. I feel like I kind of stick to the primers I like. I feel like primers is one of those makeup items that doesn't really excite me that much as I love any type of makeup. It's really just there, and when I find one I like, I just kind of stick to it, and that's it. The first primer I have here is the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. This is a primer I'm not the biggest fan of, but I do keep it around for reference and stuff. This primer is just kind of weird. It's supposed to be a matte primer, and it's supposed to help, you know, keep you from getting oily throughout the day, but it says you can use alone, under, or over makeup, and that's the thing that I find is kind of gimmicky. So when I've tried this over my makeup, it just shifts the makeup underneath, and it just moves it around and makes it look really sloppy and messy and all that, and that's why I don't like it. And when I put it underneath my makeup, it honestly just kind of turns white and flakes up on my skin and balls up, and it's just not my favorite primer, so I don't use it that much. A primer that I do really like though is the Maybelline Babyskin Instant Pore Eraser. Now this is one of the best pore filling primers I've ever tried. Really comparable to more high-end primers, but for a cheaper price. It's really good at filling the pores and just smoothing out the skin. Really nice if you're using a harder to blend foundation or a thicker foundation. This just helps blend it out, and it really works under any type of foundation, so I love that. Another smoothing type primer that I have is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer. This is their ultra light formula. Now Hard Candy has a ton of primers, and I do actually want to test more of their primers out, but this one right here is one of my all-time hands down favorite primers. I feel like this prolongs my makeup while also smoothing out my skin and filling in my pores and fine lines or anything, so I love this so much. It does have more of that silicone texture, but not as much as the Babyskin from Maybelline. This one just really smooths everything out. You do want to use just a light hand of this. A little bit goes a long way with this product, and it does prolong your makeup at the same time, so an amazing drugstore primer right here. Another pore filling primer I have is the Smashbox Photofinish, and this is just a little deluxe sample of it, but honestly I haven't used anything of it. I think I've used this 4-ish times, so I think this will last me quite a while. I like this primer. It is nice, you know, pore filling and all that, but I just kind of reach for either these two right here just because I feel like these are more affordable, and I kind of prefer the formula on these over this Smashbox one, even though this is still a nice smoothing primer. And then I have this one from Wet n Wild. This is the Coverall primer, and I really like this one. I want a really nice moisturizing primer. I don't feel like this really does much other than moisturize. It's just a nice hydrating primer to apply under your makeup for a nice base. I don't feel like it really prolongs my makeup or, you know, like fills in anything. It's just a nice smoothing primer, and it has a really nice texture to it that makes other makeup apply really, really nicely on top, so I do like it. A similar primer is the Too Faced Hangover RX, and again, this is like a deluxe sample of this. I was really excited to try this just because it is more expensive, and I was gonna try this, and if I liked it I would have got the full size, but I kind of feel like this doesn't really do anything. It's kind of just like a hydrating primer, and I feel like it actually does less than the Wet n Wild one. Like, I feel like this actually provides a base for me, whereas this just kind of like hydrates my skin and does nothing else, so I don't really have many opinions on it. And then I've got the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. This is one of my absolute favorite primers ever. I love how illuminating this is right here. And I love how you can put this under any foundation and it will just make your skin look so luminous and healthy and glowy. So I love this L'Oreal primer. And then a similar product is the e.l.f. Dewy Drops. This is in the shade Illuminizing, and this as well you can use on the skin, like on top, but I like to use it under my foundation, and it's just a really nice like glowy primer. I will swatch these two for you guys since they do have like a glow to them. That's the e.l.f. one right there. Look how gorgeous that is, and mixing it in with your foundation or applying this under your foundation just makes it so pretty. And then the L'Oreal one I will also swatch for you guys. The L'Oreal one is definitely more liquidy. As you can see, this one's very runny and liquidy, and it's lighter than the e.l.f. one. So that's the L'Oreal one right there, and this one is the e.l.f. one over here. And the L'Oreal one is more of a blinding sort of illuminizer, whereas the e.l.f. one has more of this champagne glow. So it's really whichever you prefer, and the formulas, like the e.l.f. one is a little thicker and the L'Oreal is a little more runny. And then the last primer type product I have is the Nivea Men Sensitive Skin After Shave Balm. Now I know this is technically not a like proper primer, but I love using this to prime my skin. This like blew up on YouTube and everyone was talking about this product and using it as a primer, and that's because it is so amazing as a primer, guys. Like, this product makes your makeup last so long. This primer has like a sticky formula to it, so when you apply it to the skin, your makeup just sticks to it and looks really nice on top, and it's really easy to apply makeup over, so it's a great prolonging primer. Okay, so now we're gonna go into my setting sprays, and then we will finish off with powders. So the first setting spray I have here is the Essence Keep It Perfect Makeup Setting Spray, and this is what it looks like right here. Very inexpensive setting spray, but it's not my absolute favorite. I feel like this kind of like has a burning sensation on the skin, like especially to me. I feel like it kind of irritates my skin, so I don't love it in that sense, but I love this setting spray for intensifying eyeshadows. I will spray my eyeshadow brush with this, and then I'll go into my eyeshadow, and it'll just make the eyeshadow 10 times more amazing, and it'll just make the eyeshadow pop, especially if it's a shimmer. It will just look so good. So that's what I kind of use this setting spray for. It's not my favorite on the skin. The next one I have is the L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Extender. This is like hairspray for your face, guys. I absolutely love this setting spray. I would say this is my favorite setting spray when I want to prolong my makeup. I think it does an excellent job. Again, if I want my makeup to last all day long, I will use the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm, and then I will use the L'Oreal setting spray when I'm done my makeup, and then I know my makeup is locked into place the entire day. And I feel like it does make your makeup look better. Like, once you spray your face, everything kind of just melts together and it lasts so long. And then I have this Wet n Wild Photofocus Setting Spray. I actually really like this one. Really inexpensive and really good. I feel like this does prolong my makeup, but when it comes to the most prolonging power, I do like the L'Oreal one a little better, but this one is still nice, and I still use it on a regular basis because it's an excellent setting spray. And then the last setting spray I have is MAC Fix Plus. Now this I really like just when I want my skin to look really dewy and fresh, like a day like today, and I feel like I'm looking a little powdery. I would just spray some of this and you know that powderiness goes away and my skin looks really nice and healthy. But this does not prolong my makeup. It does not, you know, I don't feel like it does anything to enhance it other than taking down the powderiness. But then again, I can go in with like something like this and this would do the same job while prolonging my makeup at the same time. But I still use my MAC Fix Plus. Now we just have powders to go through and then we are done. So we will start with pressed powders. Now pressed powders are my absolute favorite. I feel like if I have to choose setting my makeup between a pressed powder and a loose powder, I will definitely be leaning towards a loose powder. I just feel like that makes my skin look really, really like flawless, and I love the way a loose powder sets my makeup. But you know, I still reach for pressed powders when I just want to kind of dust it all over my face to, you know, take down the oiliness. The first one I have is the Wet n Wild Photofocus pressed powder in the shade Natural Buff. Now this is an excellent setting powder. I love it. It's really fine and looks amazing on the skin while giving you a hint of coverage. It has a really, really nice formula, works under the eyes and all over the skin. I just prefer loose powders for like an all over the skin type look. And then I have the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. Now I would say this is my favorite pressed powder when it comes to an all over the skin type look and when I want just to use a pressed powder to take down any shininess, and I have mine in the shade Creamy Natural. This is a very, very fine powder. It looks really, really nice on the skin. It doesn't look dry or anything like that, and I love this one. It's definitely a must-have for me. And then I have another one from Wet n Wild. This is their Coverall pressed powder. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I also don't dislike it at the same time. I will sometimes use it, but it's just not my all-time favorite powder. I would rather just use their photofocus powder because I feel like that one is just a lot better than this, but it's still not bad. And then the last pressed powder I have is from Maybelline. This is their Fit Me powder, and this is their Set and Smooth powder. It's not their matte one. And I have mine in the shade 125. Now this is an excellent setting powder for under the eyes or even all over the skin, but I love this for under the eyes because it looks really, really nice under the eyes, and I like it for traveling. When I don't want to take a loose setting powder to set under my eyes, I will go for this. I used it to set my under eyes today and I love it. It really sets the concealer well and it just looks really, really nice and flawless under the eyes. This is also an amazing powder if you have dry skin and you're scared of powders looking cakey or dry on your skin. This one definitely won't. It still looks really, really fresh, but still does its job as a powder at the same time. And then I have 3 loose powders to share with you guys. The first one here is the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. This is a little tiny one and it's specific just for your under eyes. This is really nice if you want a really like flawless looking under eye. It's super, super nice and it just sets my concealer really, really well. Next I have the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. Now this is one of my favorite powders of all time. It just has a really excellent formula. You can use this, I feel like, all over the skin. I do like this powder more with a brush. I don't like it at all with a sponge. With a brush is definitely the way to go with this, and it just sets your under eyes so, so nice. The last one I have is my favorite powder of all time. Out of all the powders I own, this is my absolute holy grail, and that is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I have mine in the shade Translucent Extra Coverage. Now this is a huge setting powder and you get so much product and it sets your makeup so flawlessly. I like applying this powder with a wet sponge and not a brush, or I will sometimes use the little like poof thing that it came with because this is actually really nice. I'll just dip it in and set under my eyes. This sets your foundation so nicely and your concealer and your under eyes look just amazing. You can also bake with this. It's amazing to bake with and I love this powder. So that is it for my powders, primers, and setting sprays makeup stash video. I hope you guys enjoyed and let me know what you want to see next in this little series. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Please subscribe if you haven't already and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.